Hey guys, welcome back to Buzzer to Buzzer.
All right, welcome back to episode 5 of Quick Take.
All right, guys, last night was the first game of that 2020-2021 NFL season, and after a long break due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have officially returned to some football action. And last night was the first game between the Kansas City Chiefs, being led by Patrick Mahomes, against the Deshaun Watson-led Houston Texans. Now, the final score was 34-20 in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs, and it was a game, to say the least. Although it was not the action-filled game which we were expecting, a duel between Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, we still did see some other aspects shine for both teams and some areas which they can improve. So let's talk about what did we see from the game.
I just want to start off by saying Pat Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league. At this point, everyone expects him to do good. So when he puts a performance like he did yesterday, it's not really a shock to anyone. And also, I just want to say Deshaun Watson, I think that he's not going to have a game like he did yesterday, every single game. I think he underperformed a bit. And the only reason that it was that close was because of David Johnson's touchdown and I guess his rushing touchdown at the end. But I don't really know if the Chiefs were playing great defense towards the end of the game. But I think Deshaun Watson will be a top 10 quarterback easily this year again. And I think that both these QBs will just progress throughout the year.
Okay, as for Patrick Mahomes, I got really nothing to say. He's just all out MVP. Probably going to win the MVP this year. Going to win multiple MVPs in his career. So nothing else to say there. This is expected. Now, as for Deshaun Watson, this is going to be a rough season for him. I think we really saw the negative impacts that the Houston Texans are going to have because of the trade for David Johnson and the DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, they have no weapons that they can consistently rely on. Brandon Cooks is injured right now. Will Fuller's injury prone. He's been injured his whole career pretty much. They have really no other. Their offensive line isn't good. So I think Deshaun Watson's going to struggle this year, just like we saw in this game.
Yeah, no, for sure. Patrick Mahomes, great performance. I think Deshaun Watson kind of underperformed in a sense. And I wouldn't say it's fully his fault. I mean, he does lack the weapons. But a lot of his stats are attributed to garbage time points, like his rushing TD, where the Chiefs really trying. His long throw to Will Fuller at the end of the game, was that really where was the Chiefs defense really trying? I feel like the Chiefs turned off the Jets fourth quarter, and Deshaun Watson got a lot of good garbage time points and stats. I think that's why it looked like he performed well, but I don't think that's a top 10 quarterback performance in that game.
100% agree with you, Harsh. Deshaun Watson for sure underperformed with only passing for one touchdown, even had an interception. Although he did throw for 250 yards, I feel like that lackage of missing out on D-Hop is for sure something which we're going to notice as the season progresses. But also, I'm going to say that Patrick Mahomes, underperformed. Now, I'm not only saying this because him and Deshaun Watson had the same number of fantasy points last night in our league, but also because Patrick Mahomes only threw for like 211 yards. Now, although credit due to him, he led the Chiefs to 3 passing touchdowns. I feel like, Abi, like you said, I'm going to agree with you on this part that we expect more from Pat Mahomes. I mean, there is a very specific reason why he has secured that $500 million contract over the span of the next 10 years. And I just feel like there's some more firepower. And obviously, it was the first game of the season. They're all just getting ready. But I feel like we definitely have a lot to see from Pat Mahomes, especially.
I'm going to add one thing to you, Rayon, here. In regards to 211 passing yards, I think this is going to be a trend that we're going to see with him. Right? Think about it, right? I mean, they have so many weapons on the outside that all the defenses are going to be playing super high safeties, and the box in the middle is going to be like super light. They might have 5 or 6 guys, and now that they got their new running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's just a tank. So I think we're going to see more of these, lesser passing yard games from Patrick Mahomes, unlike from the past.
Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs' new running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he was the 32nd pick of this past NFL draft, and he did a lot last night. He went off for 138 rushing yards, even putting up a touchdown, showing that he is a great running back, and that he has a lot in store. And a quick fact that I want to bring in before we get to talking about his impact over the season, which he could have, is that Clyde Edwards-Helaire put up 20 more yards almost than all of the running backs combined for the Houston Texans. Now, guys, what do we think? Is this going to be special for the Chiefs?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not discrediting his performance or anything, but that stat you just mentioned, Raylan, I feel like it's pretty obvious. He's a starting running back. He's a star in general, like Pat Mahomes said. And I think he's going to be a key aspect to their Chiefs offense this year. Like what Arian was saying, yeah, this might be a trend that we see every game. Pat Mahomes not getting as many yards as he usually does, but I think that's the only reason because of Clyde Edwards-Helaire and his rushing game is really going to impact the Chiefs in a positive way.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to discredit Edwards-Helaire, but the Texans do have the 24th best run defense in the league, and I'm not saying that he had a phenomenal performance, especially for his NFL debut. But I'm not buying into the Clyde Edwards-Helaire hype just yet because I want to see him go up against better run defenses that they'll face throughout the course of the season. I'm not saying he won't be great; he could very well be, but I'm not buying into it yet.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you, Harsh. I'm fully investing as much stock as I can in this guy. I should have drafted this guy in fantasy. I don't know what I was thinking. But, I mean, it's game over. The weapons they have on the outside, no defenses can cover those weapons and him. They'll have to choose, and they're going to pick the weapons every time. So I think he's going to have monster games this season, end up being a top 5 running back in fantasy, and just have a great career too.
Yeah, one thing's for sure that the Chiefs are looking even scarier, which is crazy to think compared to how good they were last year and adding this great running back from LSU, not to mention. So truly going to be crazy to see if the Chiefs, how many wins they can rack up and the success which Edwards-Helaire can have. Now, lastly, one thing which I want to bring into our discussion today, a topic which sort of aroused last night and might have been misconstrued, that being the situation with DeAndre Hopkins throwing out a cryptic tweet, maybe even throwing some shade at his former quarterback, that being Deshaun Watson. Now, D-Hop tweeted out grateful right after the game ended when the Texans got blown out by 14 points. However, after the event, he did come out on Instagram and say that, hey, I was referring to being grateful because I got an appearance on the Jimmy Fallon show. Now, what do we think, guys? Has D-Hop moved to a better team, and does he have a brighter future now because of this transition?
It's the same thing as Eric Bledsoe when he was in Phoenix when he said, "Get me out of here." And he then covered it up by saying he was talking about the barbershop he was in at the time. It's the same thing. He's using this grateful text and the Jimmy Fallon show as cover. All he's saying is he's grateful that he has a quarterback that actually has an O-line that can have enough time to throw him the ball.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. I don't think he's throwing shade at Deshaun Watson. I think he was throwing shade at Bill O'Brien, the coach, because, I mean, obviously we know the tensions that Bill O'Brien and DeAndre Hopkins had last year. And so I think he's grateful to get out of that situation and be on maybe a better team.
Yeah, especially with the new quarterback, Kyler Murray. I think that he wanted to move on from Bill O'Brien's coaching, and I think that he thinks there's going to be better opportunities for him with the Cardinals, who also have a very young team at this moment. He just is grateful for this opportunity that he has.
Well, one thing is for sure that the Texans do have to improve that O-line, make sure that Deshaun Watson does not become the Andrew Luck of the olden days of getting hurt because of a weak O-line.
I also just want to quickly mention that I think Deshaun Watson got sacked around 5 times last night. So, yeah, that just adds to show how much help they need on their O-line for the Texans. And the fact that Pat Mahomes, I'm pretty sure, only got sacked 1 time just shows that he has so much more time and room to scramble out of the pocket and make throws how we did yesterday. So I think just O-line is the key for the Texans offense right now, especially with the lack of wide receivers after D-Hop left.
Well, for sure, D-Hop has invested into this new team, and only time will tell if he has success with the Arizona Cardinals. All right, guys, for sure, that was a great game between the Chiefs and the Texans, and thankfully, football action is back. You can expect many more videos of us reacting to the NFL games. As always, guys, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. What were your thoughts of this Chiefs and Texans game? And be sure to comment down any other games which you might want covered as well. We hope that you guys take care as always, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.